You are watching this right now. The video is coming from a server, and that server is almost certainly not in your country. Most people, if you ask them, assume it came down from space. A satellite somewhere, beaming it to you. It did not. Almost none of it does. Your data crossed an ocean, not over it, through it. Along the bottom, in the dark, 4 kilometers down. And the thing it traveled through is about as thick as a garden hose. Nobody is guarding it. Nobody is watching it. And roughly 200 times a year, one of them breaks. Start with the scale of what is down there. As of early 2026, more than 1.5 million kilometers of submarine cable are in service, enough to wrap around the planet more than 30 times. Spread across more than 600 active and planned systems. Some are short, 130 kilometers between Ireland and Britain. Others run 20,000 kilometers from Asia to America. Nearly every country with a coastline is connected to at least one, with one exception. As of early 2026, Antarctica still has no submarine cable connection at all. Now open one up. At the center are the glass fibers, each one roughly the diameter of a human hair. A laser at one end fires pulses of light down the glass. A receiver at the other end reads them. Around the fibers, layers of plastic, sometimes steel wire. In the deep ocean, the whole thing is about 25 millimeters across. That is it. That is what the internet between continents physically is. Closer to shore, where the danger is, the cable gets extra armor and is buried in the seabed, which tells you something about where the danger actually comes from. Ask people what breaks an undersea cable, and you get the same answers. Sharks, earthquakes, sabotage. But a survey of breaks in the Atlantic and Caribbean between 1959 and 1996 found fewer than 9% were caused by natural events. The overwhelming majority of cable faults are staggeringly boring. Fishing vessels are the single leading cause of accidental damage. After that, ship anchors, dropped, then dragged. The Arctic Cable Protection Committee puts it at roughly 200 faults every year. 200 every year, on the infrastructure carrying almost everything. So why has your internet never gone down because of it? Because the network was never built as a line. It was built as a mesh. When a cable is cut, traffic reroutes automatically, in seconds, over the others. You do not see an outage. At most, things feel slightly slower. The thing protecting you is not the strength of the cable. It is the fact that there are other cables, which raises the obvious question. What happens somewhere that does not have others? In 2017, a ship's anchor severed Somalia's single major cable. Much of the country went offline. Not for hours, for 23 days. One estimate put the cost at around $10 million a day. In 2023, both cables serving Taiwan's Matsu Islands were cut. 14,000 residents lost normal internet for about 6 weeks. In March 2024, multiple faults off West Africa disrupted service in at least 10 countries. And in September 2025, several cables in the Red Sea were severed at once. Traffic across Asia, the Middle East, and Africa was pushed onto longer routes. Everything got slower. Early analysis pointed to commercial shipping, most likely a vessel dragging its anchor. When a cable breaks, a repair ship has to go and physically find it. It drags a hook along the seabed until it catches the cable. Then it hauls one end up, 4 kilometers onto the deck. The damaged section is cut out and a new piece is spliced in, fiber by fiber. Then it goes back down. Days, usually. Weeks if the weather is bad or the ship is far away. And there are not many of these ships in the world.
Now the part I want to be careful about. You will hear that 99% of international internet traffic goes through these cables. The number is repeated everywhere, including by international bodies. But when people have traced where it actually comes from, it leads back to old regulatory filings. US data from around 2013 on US capacity specifically, not the whole world. The reporting requirement later changed, so newer figures of that kind are not collected. The honest version is a range, somewhere above 95%, and the direction is not in doubt. Satellites carry a small fraction. The cables carry effectively everything else. There is a second thing worth being careful about: sabotage. An anchor dragged deliberately and an anchor dragged carelessly leave the same mark on the seabed. Some incidents have been formally investigated as suspicious. Many others simply cannot be resolved either way.
So be skeptical when any single cut is confidently declared an attack, and equally skeptical when it is confidently declared an accident. So, you are still watching this. The signal left a building, ran to a coastline, and dropped into the sea. It crossed an ocean floor in complete darkness, through a tube the width of a garden hose, past trawlers that could sever it by accident this afternoon. We talk about the internet as if it were weather, something in the air, something everywhere. It is not. It is a physical object, lying on the ground, that a boat can break. And the reason you have never noticed is not that it is strong, it is that somebody, a long time ago, decided to build a second one.